Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pawan Learn Tech Up. This is my second video and in this video I have been covered more than 25 quiz questions on the topic our Indian Constitution. Come let's see what is Indian Constitution and more about it.
All you need to know about the Indian Constitution. So, what is Indian Constitution? Indian Constitution is the supreme law of India. It defines the governmental political values, policies, purposes, and so on. Fourthly, my name is Pawan Kumariam and I am from a CNC branch representing Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering, Bangalore. Today, my topic is Indian Constitution. It's a quiz-based video. Here is the front page of the Indian Constitution of India. It is called as a preamble of the Indian Constitution, where the wordings start from the "We the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, liberty, equality, fraternity are main key points in this one." So let's start our modules. So module 1, Indian Constitution, necessity of the Indian Constitution. So coming to first question, why was it necessary to have a written constitution for India? Option A, to establish a monarchy. Option B, to create a federal system. Option C, to promote fundamental rights. And option D is to promote socialism. So the answer is option C, to promote fundamental rights. Coming to next question. The Indian Constitution was adopted on option A, 15th August 1947, option B, 26th January 1950, option C, 22nd October 1947, option D, 26th November 1949. So the answer will be option B, 26th January 1950. Here is a represent picture where the Indian officials are saying the Indian Constitution. And the third question is, the Indian Constitution can be amended by options are option A, the President of India, option B, the Supreme Court of India, option C, the Parliament of India, and the option D is the Prime Minister of India. And the answer will be the Parliament of India. So coming to next question is, the preamble to the Indian Constitution begins with the words option A, we the people of India. Option B, in the name of the God, the merciful. And option C, justice, liberty, equality. And option D, India that is Bharat. So the answer will be option A, we the people of India. So coming to the next question, which of the following is not a feature of the Indian Constitution? Options are option A, universal adult suffrage. Option B, federal system of government. Option C, single citizenship. Option D, presidential form of a government. And the answer will be option D, presidential form of a government. Module 2, fundamental rights buildings. Here is the 6 fundamental rights. The right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. So the first question will be, which of the Indian Constitution guarantees the right to equality? Options are option A, Article 14, option B, Article 19, option C, Article 21, and option D, Article 32. And answer will be option A, Article 14. Second question is, the right to constitutional remedies is considered the option A, heart and soul of the Constitution, option B, weakest fundamental rights, and option C, exclusive right of the President, option D, right of the Supreme Court. And answer is option A, heart and soul of the Constitution. And the third question is, The right to freedom of speech and expression includes the right to options are option A, the criticize the government, option B, spread hate speech, option C, incite volume, option D, maintain privacy, and option is criticize the government. Fourth question is which amendment of the Indian Constitution added the right to education as a fundamental rights? And the options are option A, 42nd Amendment, option B, 86th Amendment, and option C, 73rd Amendment, and option D is 44th Amendment. So the answer will be option B, 86th Amendment. Coming to the fifth question, which of the following rights allows citizens to move freely throughout India? Options are option A, right to freedom of religion, option B, right to protection from arrest and detention, option C, right to freedom of movement, and option D is right to freedom of speech. So the answer will be right to freedom of movement. Coming to our next module, it's a module 3. It is the directive principle of a state policy, abbreviated as short formly DPSPs, and its present relevance in Indian society. So quiz questions are what are the directive principle of state policy? Options are option A, fundamental rights guaranteed to citizens. Option B, guidelines for the functioning of the government. Option C, directives for the functioning of the judiciary. And option D is principles for the international relationship. So the answer will be option B, guidelines for the functioning of the government. Coming to second question, how many directive principles of state policy are there in the Indian constitutions? So the options are option A 10, option B 20, option C 30, option D 40. So the answer is option C, it is 30. Coming to our next question, third question, in which part of the Indian constitution are the DPSPs listed? Options are option A part 1, option B part 2, option C part 3, and option 4 D is part 4. So the answer is option D part 4. So next question is, how do the directive principle of state policy contribute to nation building in India? Options are option A, by promoting social justice and economic equality. Option B, by ensuring political stability and good governance. Option C, by safeguarding the rights and freedoms of citizens. So the answer is option A, by promoting social justice and economic equality. Coming to our last question is, in the module 2 is, which of the following is not a directive principle of state policy? Options are option A, right to education, option B, equal pay for equal work, option C, protection of the monuments and places of historical importance, option D is right to freedom of speech and expression. So the answer is option D, right to freedom of speech and expression. So our next module is consists of a module 4, which is a parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha parliamentary committees. So quiz starts. Our first question is, how many houses are there in Indian parliament? See, here is the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha meeting hall. And the options are option A 1, option B 2, option C 3, and option for D is 4. So the answer will be option B 2. Second question, which house of a parliament represents the states and union territories of India? So the options are option A Lok Sabha, option B Rajya Sabha, option C President's House, option D Supreme Court. So the answer will be option B Rajya Sabha. Coming to our next question, how many members are there in Lok Sabha? See, here is a meeting hall of a Lok Sabha where members have been representing from each franchises. So the options are option A 543, option B 245, option C 331, and option D is 751. So the answer will be option A 543. So coming to next question, which is the tenure of a member of a Rajya Sabha? What is the tenure of the member of the Rajya Sabha? Options are option A 3 years, option B 5 years, option C 6 years, and option D is 10 years. So the answer will be option C 6 years. Coming to our next question, how are the members of the parliamentary committees appointed? Options are option A by the President of India, option B by the Prime Minister of India, option C by the Speaker of Lok Sabha or the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, option D by the Chief Justice of India. So the answer will be by the Speaker of Lok Sabha or the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Coming to our last module or our fifth module, it is Indian Constitution amendments till today. So let's start our quiz on this topic. So first question is, how many amendments have been made to the Indian Constitution till today? See, major amendments in the history of the Indian Constitution have been listed in this picture, where right to education until the age of 14 is necessary, arrangement of the AP Assembly, enhance the power of a president, Sikkim tourism in India, land limit agreements, reservation increased till 2020, right to vote after age of 18, introduction to GST. Is the amendments have been made in the Indian Constitution till today. Okay, it's a major amendments. So coming to the question, how many amendments have been made to the Indian Constitution till today? Options are option A 50, option B 75, option C 100, and option D is 125. So the answer is option C 100. So coming to next question, which amendment lowered the voting age from 21 to 18 years? And the options are option A 42nd Amendment, option B 44th Amendment, option C 61st Amendment, and option D is 73rd Amendment. And the answer is option C 61st Amendment. Coming to next question, which amendment provide constitutional status to Panchayat Raj institution? Options are option A 42nd Amendment, option B 44th Amendment, option C 73rd Amendment, and option D 91st Amendment. So the answer will be option C 73rd Amendment. Coming to our next question, which amendment inserted the fundamental duties in the Indian Constitution? And the options are option A 42nd Amendment, option B 44th Amendment, option C 61st Amendment, and option D 86th Amendment. So the answer will be option D 86th Amendment. So coming to our finally and last question of this module, which amendment introduced the goods and service tax in India, GST in India? And the options are option A 99th Amendment, option B 101 Amendment, option C 122nd Amendment, option D 125th Amendment. So the answer will be option C. It's the 122nd Amendment which have been introduced the goods and service tax in India, GST percentage. So that's the end of my slides. So thank you for listening to my audio and video, guys. Thank you. Jai Hind.